Hello, everyone. Let's do some math. We're counting on to subtract. Yesterday was hard and we learned some new strategies. So if this is hard for you, just keep going. Don't give up. All right, I'm on lesson 6, session 2. I'm on page 121. You'll have a big orange basketball on your paper, and it says at the top, develop. That means we're continuing to work on this skill. So if you're struggling, it's okay. You're still working on it. This is day 2. Develop counting on to subtract. We can do counting on because, to find that subtraction, because they're opposites. So if they weren't opposites, we couldn't play back and forth with each other. So pretty cool there. It has that basketball, and this is where we're going to try it. So it says 6 children play outside, 4 play ball. How many do not play ball? So on my board, I have written down the main important parts of this problem. So it says 6 play outside, 4 play ball. How many do not play ball? So you're going to circle 6 and 4. And then what we're figuring out is how many do not play basketball. So always circle the numbers first when you get to that icky word problem. Then you're going to try to figure out, what are they looking for? What do I need to do with 6 and 4? It says how many do not. That's a clue. Do not is a clue that we're going to subtract, okay? Because you're taking the kind you know, taking away the ones you know, and you're left over with how many are not, okay? So there's a couple of ways you can do this. Think about it. There's 2 different strategies. One is counting on, and one is crossing them out, which is subtraction. So go ahead and try that now, and then hit play to watch me solve it both ways. So the first way that I could solve it is I could take these numbers and just bring them down and make it a subtraction problem. 6 minus 4 equals, I have no idea. Even if you know, good for you, awesome. But what we're working on is strategy. I want you to practice strategy, not just knowing your facts, okay? So I have 6 playing, 4 that are playing ball, and these are not. So I'm gonna take 6 and I'm gonna draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna cross out 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the numbers that are not. 1, 2, 2. The other strategy I could do is, if I don't feel comfortable doing subtraction, I could do addition, which is counting on. So then I start with 4. However many friends are playing with them that are not playing ball, but there's a total of 6. So when I do addition, it goes at the end. When I do subtraction, subtraction starts with the biggest number. So I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to count on until I get to 6. I already know this is 4 because I just did it, so I don't need to count all over. 4, 5, 6. I make those look different because I need to know how many I drew. I drew 2. Those are the 2 different ways that you could find out how many friends are not playing basketball. Okay? The next page, 122, is just where we're connecting it. So you're comparing what we did or what you did and what the book is doing. So you'll see a bunch of cute little happy faces. That's how they drew their friends. On page 122, it says 6 children play outside, 4 play ball. How many do not play ball? Model it. Find 6 minus 4. Start with the number of children who do play ball. That's this. We knew there were 4 children that do play ball. Count on to 6. And then it has some blanks you're going to need to fill in. It says count on to 6. And it says count on. How many did we have to count on? We counted on 1, 2. So you're going to put a 2 in that spot. Then it says 6 minus 4 equals. You're going to put a 2 in that blank. And then it says blank children do not play ball. We know it is 2 children that do not play ball. So I did it both ways. I did subtraction, but the book is using counting on to subtract because that's what we're focusing on. The next page, turn the page. Ooh, more cute little happy faces. It says, how is your way like model it? How is it different? So did you do counting on or did you do subtraction? That's something you're gonna have to fill in because I don't know what you did. But do take a minute to fill that out so you can have that understanding of how yours compares. Did you do this, which is what the book did, or did you do this? Because you're like, oh, I know. Both of them are correct. Both of them get you the same answer. Okay, with math, there's a lot of different ways to get the same answer, and you can use those different strategies to check your work and make sure that you're correct. Number 2, there are 8 children, 5 are boys. How many are girls? Buzz draws 4 happy faces and he labels them 5, 6, 7, 8. And then he says below that 8 minus 5 equals 4. So I'm going to draw that. This is Buzz. Well, first I'm going to write the problem. 8, 5 are boys. So we need to know how many are girls, the number of girls, right? That's what we're trying to find out is the number of girls. So Buzz says 2, 3, 4. He drew 4 smiley faces and he labels them 5, 6, 7, 8. And then he writes the equation 8 minus 5 equals 4. Okay. Then I have Boom. And Boom does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he labels those 5. And then he draws 6, 7, 8. These are getting smaller. I apologize, but you get the idea. And then he says 8 minus 5 equals 3. So the very first thing you need to do when you're comparing these two to figure out who's right, the very first thing you need to do is you need to solve it to find out who's right on your own. Then you can take what you got as the correct answer and compare it of who is right. Some of you may automatically look at this and be like, oh, I know what's wrong, or I know. But this is, again, where you have to use that strategy and you have to show your work. So if mom and dad tell you that, or grown up at home tells you have to show your work, they're the boss. Listen to them. Show your work, okay? So let's see. I have 8 children, 5 are boys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw 5 boys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna use the counting on strategy. I'm gonna use counting on, which is adding, to subtract. So here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'm gonna draw my girls. 6, 7, 8. These are girls, they have longer hair. So these are my 5. And then I have 1, 2, and 3. So now I know 5, 6, 7, 8. 5 plus 3 equals 8. So if I know 5 plus 3 equals 8, I have 8 total kids. I take away those 5 boys. I have 3 girls left over. So I know it's 8 minus 5 plus 3. This one is correct. So Boom is right. He said, there's your 5 boys, 6, 7, 8. Buzz is incorrect. He drew 4 smiley faces because he's like, oh, 8 minus 5 is 4. But what he could have done is he could have drawn 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kiddos, crossed out 5 because we know 5 are boys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he has 3 left over, not 4. So it should have been that. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. So Boom is correct. So you'll write Boom is correct. There you go. Okay. Now I'm gonna erase this, so make sure you have it before I do so, because I'm going down to apply it below on page 123. There are some, it looks like blocks, and you're doing find 3 minus 2. So I'm gonna, again, I'm always gonna draw what the book draws, so that way you can really understand what I'm doing, where I'm doing it, why I'm doing it, okay? So it says, problem number 3, says find long I find 3 minus 2. And then it has these 2. And it has 1. And it says start at 1, 2. Start at 2. Count on 1 more. So you have 2, and then you're gonna add on 1 more. So you start 2. You can also flip this into 2 plus, I don't know, gets me to 3. Because 3 minus 2 equals, I don't know. So now I know 3 minus 2 equals 1. I have 3 total squares. I take this one and I put it off to the side. Or I take these 2, excuse me, put them off to the side. I only have 1 left. So 1 is going to go in that blank over there. And you're going to count on to 3. You know, this is hard. I only have, it's hard to do this math with you on this page. But these are the blanks down at the bottom. And this is orange, that's blue. It says start out at 2, count on to 3. So this is what we're doing here. 2, we're going to count on 2, 3. I had 1 finger. So now I know 3 minus 2 is, whoops, is 1. Count on 1. So it's 3 minus 2 equals 1. Ooh, the next page looks super fun. It has, looks like marbles maybe. It says find 7 minus 3. And they tell us they want us to count on. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to count on. I'm going to draw it first though. Number 4 says 7 minus 3. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm assuming 7 marbles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, so they drew 10. So I went 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, it says start at 3, count on 2. We don't know. Oh, count on to 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. Okay, so I'm going to start out at 3. So 1, 2, 3. And if I were you, you could put a little line underneath and say this is 3. So we're going to start out at 3 because they want us to count on, which means we're adding something to 3. And we're going to stop counting on at 7. This is like a stop sign. Stop. 3 plus what gets me to 7? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I put a 4 in there. Okay. So it says start, when you count on, you're going to start at 3. You're going to count on to 7. We stop at 7. Remember, that's our stop sign. We counted on, we counted on 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, because this was number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Counted on 4. And now I know 7 minus 3 equals 4. Number 5 says find 9 minus 4. And they've, again, drawn daisies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I just don't want it to throw you off because they're drawing 10. They're not doing 9 minus 4. So I'm showing you what I would do. I would draw that little line underneath and then draw other little lines underneath so you don't get confused. So 9 minus 4, we don't know. Major daisies. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, I mentioned, I think in yesterday's video, that you always can double check your drawing because it would be a shame for you to just draw the incorrect amount and then it throws off your whole problem. So you want to make sure if it's 9 minus 4, you're doing 9. You didn't draw 15. They in your book have 10 daisies, so I drew 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. So it's 9 minus 4. So we are going to count on. We're going to start at 4. We're going to count to 9. And we're going to count on, we don't know yet. So we're going to learn 9 minus 4 equals however many we counted on. So let's go. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put a bracket under those, like pushing them together. That's my 4. So I start at 4. Here I am with my 4. I'm going to count to 9 because that's where the stop sign is. If I do 4 plus, I don't know, it's me to 9, there's my stop sign. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Stop. Here's your 9th flower. Now I'm going to count how many I had. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Count that last one. So I counted on 5. So now I know 9 minus 4 is 5. I hope this is starting to make sense. The next problem on page 124, you'll see that baseball mitt is find 8 minus 3. I'm going to do a different color. 8 minus 3 equals, I have no clue. So I'm going to do 3 plus equals 8. I flipped it. 3 is the only number I know, so I put it in the front. 8 goes in the back because I'm wondering, what do I add back to this 3 to get me back to 8? So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. I'm going to count on stopping at 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Count how many I drew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 plus 5 is 8, so 8 minus 3 is 5. Good job. The next 2 pages are practice. So you're going to do this same thing. You're going to count on. You're going to do 8 minus 6. You'll have a little alien here. Let's see if I can lift my thing. It's super heavy. But this is what you're going to do. It says practice counting on to subtract. Example, find 7 minus 5. Start at 5. So follow the example. I have 5 cars. I'm going to do counting on starting at 5. 5, 6, 7. I stop at 7 because that's the biggest number. How many did I add? I added 2. So now I know 7 minus 5 is 2. I will keep going with you, just do a few with you because I feel like this is going to be confusing for a lot of you. So I'm on page 125. I have the little alien. I just showed you the example. We're going to do the same thing where we're counting on to subtract. So we start at one number, we stop at a different number. So it says 8 minus 6. So I'm going to fill in these blanks. Looks like it's balloons or balls, excuse me. So 8 minus 6, we're going to start. We start at the smallest number. Smallest number is 6. We're going to count 2, which also means, I'm going to put in here, it means stop. We're going to stop counting at 8. Because if I flip this into an addition equation, right now it's a subtraction equation. I don't know what 8 minus 6 is. But I can add it together and then it's easier to solve. The biggest number jumps from the beginning to the end. The only other number I know is 6, so I'm going to put that there. So here I am counting. I'm starting at 6. Here I am starting at 6. I'm going to count to 8. That's where I stop. How many am I going to count on? I don't know. Count on. So then I can know 8 minus 6 is. Are you ready to do it with me? They drew balls. They did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they said this is 6. 6. I'm going to count on 7, 8. This is 2. So I only had to count on 2 more. So now I know 8 minus 6 is 2. 6 plus 2 is 8, and 8 minus 6 is 2. The bottom one has t-shirts. It says find 7 minus 6. So I'll do it again. Should have left those words there though. Okay, so we have 7 minus 6. And they have shirts, but I'm just gonna draw boxes because it's faster. 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm pretty sure they have 10 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I'm just gonna draw 10 because that's what the book says. 8, 9, 10. So again, I'm going to start at the smallest number because I'm counting on the smallest number is 6. I'm going to count 2, which means I'm going to stop at 7. Okay, I'm not going any higher because I'm not dealing with 8 or 9 or 10. You're only dealing with the numbers that you have. So you're going to start at 6. If I flip this to an addition, it's 6 plus I don't know what gets me to 7. Okay, same players, different parts. We're looking for the other piece in this. So how many am I going to count on? Don't know, we haven't done it yet. So let's do it. So I'm going to start at 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can do that in your shirts. You can put dots in them. And you can also do this because that tells me I have those 6. Now I'm going to count to 7. 6. I'm not recounting them because I'm counting on 6, 7, which is 1 more. So I counted on 1 more t-shirt. 7 minus 6 is 1. So 6 plus 1 is 7. Right, you're going to do the same thing for page 126. It has a key whistle. So the best thing for you to do is to practice if this is not making sense. Again, you might already know that 6 plus 1 is 7. You might already know that 7 minus 6 is 1. What we're working on is strategy. How did we get there? I want you to draw the t-shirts. I want you to draw the bracket. I want you to cross them out. I want you to draw adding on. Showing your work is key. All right, good job, friends. I'm super proud of you. Keep it up. Bye.